What's up, WrestleHeads? Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Today's show was actually much earlier today. It was in the UK and it was a stack show. Also, I'm going to have my WWE 2K26 predictions and Night of Champions coming out in a couple days, including mine on Wednesday. So make sure you check that out. The show opened up with Oba coming out saying, he's going to move on to King of the Ring. He's not sure who he's going to challenge. Of course, Jey Uso had to interrupt, so he came out saying everyone always overlooks Jey, but Jey always gets it done like he did at the Royal Rumble and then winning the World Heavyweight Championship. But the best part is that he did his famous new line where he goes, shots fired, warning shots fired, boom, boom. Oba basically just said, you know what? Take your bullets and send them to your cousin because you're not the bloodline member that I'm scared of. That was basically the gist of it. I'm not sure where this one's going to go. It looks like Civil War Part 2 is boiling right now, so that might screw Jey, but at the same time, Brock Lesnar may come because he called him out again, but maybe both get screwed and somehow Oba still wins because you could still have Oba win and have the championship and then face Brock Lesnar. Like they could do a two-part. I don't know how they would do it. Bree and Paige put their tag team championships on the line against and Lyra. The match itself, there's honestly not much to say about this one, but it's more what happened after the match. Lyra Valkyria turned on Bayley. I saw this coming for weeks, but honestly, I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought Bayley was going to turn on Lyra. So this was kind of refreshing to see. We're going to have to see where they go from here. Bayley's been spending a lot of time in AAA, so maybe she just goes there for a little bit. She seems to be having a lot of fun down there and enjoying it. So if you're not watching AAA, go watch AAA. Chad Gable then apologized to the Alpha Academy, but they did not accept it. When they came out, they actually looked like heels. The way they were dressed was a little bit different than usual. It was a little bit darker. Maxine was basically the one telling Chad that Akira and Otis don't accept Chad's apologies. It looked like Otis might come and give him a hug, but he didn't. I'm sure this is maybe tied into the whole Maxine and Austin theory thing that's been going on backstage. We're going to have to see. But regardless, I think this is better for Chad Gable. He doesn't need an Alpha Academy right now, anyways. So I think it's better to take this trajectory, but expect some sort of feud probably in the near future. Ethan Page versus Dragon Lee was actually one of my favorite matches today, just because of all the lucha spots. Again, if you're not watching AAA, go watch AAA and you'll know what I mean. The way it ended was actually kind of funny. Dragon Lee looked like he was about to hit the Styles Clash, but Ethan Page got him with a low blow by just raising his head and then hit him with the Ethan Plex for the 1-2-3. So I just thought it was really funny how it ended. At 1.2, Dragon Lee dove over the ropes and he like completely missed Ethan Page and like it just looked wild. And Ethan was also rocking a shiner at the end of the match. So again, wild match, go watch it. Io Sky and Liv Morgan had their Queen of the Ring promo. Honestly, there's not much to say here. Io did walk out of that as the winner though, because they had a bit of a fight, and it was Liv that found herself on the outside. But what I will say is, I still think that they're making it look like the Judgment Day may turn on Liv. They did that tonight, especially when they were showing them backstage, and Raquel and Roxanne are not happy about the direction that the Judgment Day is going, especially with the way that they were treating JD McDonough, who needed medical attention because he got cursed by Danhausen. The other theory that I have is that maybe Stephanie Vaquer finally makes her return too, and she somehow makes it so that Io Sky, because I think you're gonna have Io, and then Io is just gonna go after Liv. It's basically thing that I think makes the most sense, because I can't see Io winning and going after Rhea unless they do that. But Rhea was red hot, so I don't think they would do that. This makes sense to me, so we'll have to see, because I just don't see Liv versus Mommy again. I just don't see it. We then had Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. The match itself was actually a great match, lots of spots, and I was actually more happy to see that LA Knight was still here and not injured after the death grip he got last week, because I thought they were trying to write him off. But anyways, they're not, which is amazing. That's. But towards the end of the match, we saw Solo Sikoa on the outside, and it looked like, we were unsure what was going to happen. But listen, I've been saying this since like last week. If you're not new to my channel, you know this. Civil War Part 2, I think it's coming. And now more than ever, Solo comes in, Jimmy's on the top rope, gets hit with the spike, BFT by LA Knight, 1-2-3, LA wins. He's confused. Now he knows Solo didn't mean to screw him over in the Fatal 4-Way. So anyways, we'll have to see where this goes. LA Knight, I think, is just gonna kind of go on a different trajectory. But right now, expect the Bloodline to show up on SmackDown and handle solo business. The last match of the night saw the Street Profits take on the Vision for the World Tag Team Championships. The match itself was an awesome match. Logan Paul got ejected early on, eventually came back with the brass knucks. Joe Hendry's music played, so he's back. I've been actually complaining about how he just randomly disappeared. He was back, chased him away from ringside. But then Theory grabbed the Nux. As soon as he did, Seth Rollins' music hit. Braun Breaker went up the ramp. He was waiting for him, but surprise, surprise, Seth Rollins came out from the crowd, took the Nux, hit Austin Theory with it, and then obviously the Street Profits capitalized 1, 2, 3. They are now our new tag team champions, and they definitely came and brought the smoke. And then that's how Monday Night Raw ended. Night of Champions is right around the corner, and we still have SmackDown on Friday, which will also be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Anyways, I had so much to recap today. I wanted to keep this short, but I couldn't. There was just too much to talk about. So anyways, let me know what you thought of today's show. And as always, follow along for some more wrestling news and content. And don't forget to check out my video on Wednesday when I give you my predictions of Night of Champions. And then, of course, the 2K26 predictions. If anything happens on Friday where the card gets altered, I'll do a small video on that as well. Anyways, until next time.